Hi, I'm Catherine Hurst from Catherine Hurst Contemporary Crafts, and today I'm going to teach you some crochet techniques. I'm going to show you how to make a simple crocheted flower. To make a crocheted flower, you're going to begin by making a circle in the center of the flower, and you'll work outwards from the center. So we're going to begin by making a slip knot. Put that slip knot onto your hook, and then we're going to chain 4. And we want to join that chain into a circle by inserting the hook into the first chain that we made, the one that's furthest away from the hook. You can go into the bump on the back, that's a nice secure join. And then you're going to make a slip stitch. So you yarn over, pull through the stitch and the loop that's on the hook. So we've made a circle here, that'll be the center of our flower. And we're going to begin by chaining 1 and then making 12 double crochets into the center of the flower. So we insert the hook into the center hole. You don't need to go into the chains, you're going into the big hole in the middle. Yarn around the hook, pull back through. You've got 2 on the hook, and then yarn over and pull through both. That's a double crochet stitch. And we're going to make 12 of those into the center. So we go back into the same space, yarn around the hook, pull back through that loop, and then yarn over and pull through. So I'm going to make 12 of those. And you want 12 double crochets next to one another, not on top of each other. So I'll show you what I mean when we come back around to the stitch that we started with, the very first double crochet stitch. So you can see this is where we began this round, and we're running out of space. So what you can do is you can pull that chain out from underneath the stitches that you've made already to make the stitches that you've made closer together so you can fit all 12 stitches into the center. So I'm going to carry on. Oops. Okay, sorry. Until we have 12. Now to see if you have 12, you're going to count the V's along the outside of that circle. You never count the active loop. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We'll just do 2 more, 11 and 12. And then we just want to join that round together to make a nice closed circle. So we'll do that by slip stitching into the first stitch that we made. So we go front to back under both legs of the V of that stitch, and then we're going to yarn over and pull through that stitch and the loop on the hook. So we've got closed circle there. Now we're going to make some petal loops. So we'll begin by chaining 4. Skip the next double crochet stitch in the round. So we're attached to this stitch here. If you can see that, the chain that we've made is coming out of this stitch. And we're skipping this one, and then we're going to insert into the next one along from front to back under both legs of the V, yarn over and pull through that stitch and then make a double crochet. So that's our first petal space, and we're going to repeat that around the circle. So we're going to chain 4, we're going to skip a stitch, that's the next one, and we're going to go into the next stitch and do double crochet. Carrying on, chain 4, skip a stitch, and double crochet into the next stitch. Chain 4, skip 1, and double crochet into the next one. We're carrying on around the row, and because we started with 12 stitches and we're making a petal space into every other one, we should end up with 6 petals. And that's where we're going to end up. So we do our last one into the base of the chain that we started with. If you can see, that's the beginning of our first petal. So we want to go in there to make sure that we close that up completely. And this time we're going to make a slip stitch instead of a double crochet. So at the end of the round, we're going to make a slip stitch. So you just yarn over and pull through the stitch and the loop that's on the hook. So we've got a flower with some petal spaces, and that's quite cute on its own. You could use it like that. but also we'll do a third layer quickly and we will fill in those petal spaces. So you're going to begin by making a double crochet stitch into the first petal space along. So we insert into the space. You don't need to go into the chains, you're going into the big space formed by the petal. Yarn around the hook, pull back through, and yarn over and pull through both. That's your double crochet stitch. And now we'll do a half treble stitch. So we're yarning over first, inserting into the petal, the same petal space, yarn over, pull back through the petal space, so you've got 3 on the hook, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on the hook. If you need to know how to do these individual stitches, you should watch the How to Crochet video that has all the stitch basics. Now let's do a treble crochet. So we've yarned over first, inserting into the petal, yarn over and pull back through. So we've got 3 on the hook. This time is 2 and 2. Okay, do one more treble. And then we'll do a half treble and a double crochet all into that petal space. So to review, we've made a double crochet, a half treble, 2 trebles, a half treble, and a double crochet, and that's formed that shell shape. And if you carried on doing that into each one of the petal spaces, you would make a flower. And that's how you make a crocheted flower for left-handed crocheters.